Cake, the channel that's about baking and much more. A warm welcome to my channel. Let's make a tasty melt-in-the-mouth caramel bread pudding today. It's a delicious dessert that can be made with either fresh or leftover bread. It needs just a few basic ingredients, and though a rich-looking, delectable treat, it's amazingly simple to make. So now, let's make this easy, no-bake bread dessert right here at Bhaji Cake. Here I have 4 thin slices of white bread. If you have thick slices of bread, use just 3 of them. You could also use brown bread or a mix of white and brown bread. Let's lightly butter one side of each slice. And then dice the slices. I'm not cutting away the edges because they will not affect the texture or the taste of the pudding. They'll just make a slight difference to the color of the pudding, meaning the yellow color will be a little less bright. Let's keep these aside for now. To this vessel, I'll transfer 2 cups of milk. You could use either toned milk or full cream milk. And in this bowl, I'll prepare a slurry with 3 tablespoons of milk powder and around 6 tablespoons of the milk. And then stir this slurry into the rest of the milk. The milk powder will further enrich the taste of the pudding. Instead of milk powder, you could also use dairy whitener. Let's also add 5 tablespoons of sugar to the milk. And then heat the milk on medium heat with continuous stirring till the sugar dissolves. Once the milk comes to a rolling boil, we'll turn off the heat and add the diced bread to the milk. We'll now cover the vessel and let the bread soak in the milk till it cools to almost room temperature. In the meanwhile, let's prepare the caramel. To this non-stick pan, which is heating up on a medium flame, I'll add 5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Let's spread the sugar around to help it melt quicker. Once almost all the sugar has started melting, we'll swirl the pan to prevent the sugar from burning as it melts. And then stir the melted sugar so that it browns evenly. When the caramel is golden brown and free-flowing, we'll turn off the heat and pour it into a round 6-inch cake pan in which we'll be setting the caramel and making the pudding. Let's tilt the cake pan around to help the caramel spread evenly all over its base. Let's keep this aside and let the caramel set. I'll now lightly whisk the 3 eggs in this bowl. And then add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt and whisk it again. Next, let's transfer the milk and bread mixture to a blender jar. I'll whisk this for a couple of minutes and be back. If you want the pudding to have a brighter color, at this stage you could add in a few drops of yellow food color, but this is optional. We'll now also add in the egg mixture. And then blend everything well again for 2 to 3 minutes till we have a smooth, creamy pudding mix like this. Let's now strain this mixture directly into our prepared pan by passing it through a sieve. This step is important for catching any stray small bits of bread that may still be present in the pudding mix. Now let's cover the pan with aluminium foil and then place it inside a steamer. Here's my improvised steamer. I'll place the pan on the perforated metal plate I've kept inside this vessel. I've added in enough water to make sure that around 1/3 of the pan is immersed in it. Now that the water is about to start boiling, I'll cover the vessel with a lid and let the pudding steam for around 35 to 40 minutes. It won't need more time than that. After steaming the pudding for 35 minutes, I turned off the heat and let it sit in the hot water for around 10 minutes more to avoid getting steam on my hands while opening the vessel. Now we'll take the pan out and check the pudding for doneness by poking a knife into it. The knife blade has come out clean, indicating our pudding has cooked perfectly. Let's put the aluminium foil back on the pan and let the pudding cool to room temperature. After that, I'll chill it in the fridge for around 2 to 3 hours. Here's our chilled pudding after 2 hours in the fridge. Let's loosen the pudding from the sides of the pan by running a spatula all around it. Now let's place a plate over the pan and then upturn it to unmold the pudding, shaking the pan a few times to help release the pudding from it. As the bread pudding gets transferred to the plate, the caramel syrup will flow down its sides and surround its base. This is normal. Just see that the plate you use has some depth to hold the syrup. What a delicious looking caramel bread pudding! Time to cut a slice. And enjoy it. The pudding has a smooth, silky texture and the taste is too good. So make sure you check my recipe out and get ready to enjoy this absolutely delicious caramel bread pudding. Please subscribe for more delicious recipes from me. See you in my next video. Until then, happy cooking!